Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's Chichi from Chichi's Comeback Corner. Um, so I was supposed to start on the 1st of Feb with my first interview. But as it happens, it's now way past that. And we haven't started. But I promise, guys, I'm going to be a bit more, you know, I'm going to be on the ball. I'll explain what happened, though, real quick, really quickly. Ugh. English is about to whoop my ass here. But if I could just explain really quickly what happened there. I had a very important guest, like very important for me, to me, and all of that. But what happened was that we tried and tried and tried and tried, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we just couldn't quite get the recording that we wanted to get. So because of that, we decided to delay it. And so I had to strategize. And one thing about me is that I'm my biggest critic and I am my biggest doubter. So I was starting to even think, is this a sign? Because also I take everything as a sign. So I'm like, is this a sign that I should leave this? But I'm like, you know what? No, I don't think it's a sign. It's probably just a setback that I wasn't really ready for, especially not this early in my journey as a YouTuber. And but basically, yeah, I just had to reset, reroute, and all of that. And that's exactly what I've tried to do now. I'm doing something a little bit different, but I'm hoping that it's kind of still the same. So, without further ado, right, here is my first guest. Him and I, it's not really going to be an interview. It's going to be more like us talking. We're talking about MMA, we're talking about wrestling, might even throw in a bit of boxing in there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, enjoy, guys. Hi, everybody. It's Chichi once again from Chichi's Comeback Corner, and I am here with my first little chit chat, my first guest, and I am very honored to be welcoming the one and only Aminu Jibril or Jibril Aminu from the African Fighters. And yeah, guys, Aminu's a very great friend of mine, so I'm very glad that he's actually here because it eases me into everything. But yeah, Aminu, welcome.
Well, first of all, I didn't know that I was your first guest. I'm very pumped uh to be the first guest you've got here. I'm sure like maybe a couple of years down the line you are going to look back and be like my humble beginnings. This was my first
Exactly.
guest. Look at my makeup from that time. Like we'll be
By
like
that time, you and I will be together again. We'll be together live in person. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. All right, what's up, people? My name is Jabro, African Fighters. What we do is, I like to say we put African fighters under a microscope that is from the crazy, wacky world of combat sports, any discipline. And I also dabble into pro wrestling as well, which I think if me and Chichi sit down and talk for 1 hour, we'll probably spend 45 minutes talking about pro wrestling.
Definitely.
Which is great. Which is great. I actually enjoy talking about pro wrestling more than MMA. Anyways, my page or my niche is African fighters. It's mostly MMA, a bit of boxing here and there. But yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on podcasts, we're on audio form, we're on social media as well. Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry I ramble.
Not even. Thank you so much for joining. You guys have had me on the African Fighters a few times, and I've been very honored to actually, be able to sit with you guys, including being a part of this year's, award ceremony, which was a lot of fun. And I got to be a host, guys. I got to, award somebody. It was a lot of fun. And so
Yeah, it
basically, guys,
was.
I'm just downplaying everything here because he's kind of like the mastermind over at the African Fighters. He does everything. He's the one who's controlling everything. And he's just that guy. You know what I'm saying? So we I love the work that you guys are doing over at the African Fighters, honestly. So because and
Thank
I
you.
know a lot of the fighters appreciate the work that you guys do also. So
I hope so. I
definitely.
hope so. I hope so. We try. There's
Yeah.
when me and Farouk started, we did not we under kind of underestimated how much African fighters are out there. And once we started, then we started opening layers. I'm gonna tell you this. When we started African fighters, we absolutely had no idea that EFC existed. I'm telling you, when we put our first episode out of African fighters, we absolutely had no idea what EFC was. When I found EFC, or when me and Farouk found EFC, was when Actually, we started African fighters during the Three Kings era. That is Kamaru Usman,
Yeah.
Easy, and Kamaru Usman. I think at that point, Francis Ngannou has not been a champion, is not a champion yet. It was just Usman and Easy that were champion.
Mm.
And they started talking about UFC Africa, and we're like, UFC Africa. Then we started doing research, and then we found EFC. And to be honest, I would say I don't know if maybe if because I wasn't in the know at the time, or is it that EFC are doing a shitty job on their digital side of things?
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't out there. But right now, maybe because now I'm in the know. Right now, I'm seeing more of EFC. Well, Dricus winning the title, the middleweight title,
Mm.
kind of did help a lot as well. People like
So you
Themba
think they're like more
Golembo.
accessible now?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's more accessible now, and to be honest, it wasn't my fault that I didn't know him because at that point, I would say the most popular, the person that has done the best, that is an EFC alumni at that point would likely be Don March in the UFC. So,
Definitely.
I think Don March would have at that point would be the person that had won the most fights in the UFC that had come from EFC.
Hmm.
And Dricus at the time hasn't he was still in EFC at that point, I believe, or he was at KSW or something. But certainly, uh, EFC fighters crossing over to UFC and doing very well for themselves has really made the popularity of EFC become what it is today. And
Yeah.
again, I believe it wasn't my fault. So I find it's very embarrassing, that I thought the balls in me and Farouk sitting there like, yes, we are smart casual combat sports fans from Africa, but there's no African media. Let's start a podcast. But we didn't know that EFC, the number one MMA
There's
promotion
a
in Africa,
whole
existed. We
promotion.
had we had no idea it existed. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But yeah, I don't know. Well, how did I get into this conversation? Continue. Do you want to segue? I think it's nice for you to segue into the next EFC event that has Gift Walker on it, right?
Definitely, definitely. So, of course, we
Yeah.
know the EFC is gearing up for its first pay-per-view of the year, right? And that's EFC 111 or EFC 111. And that'll be headlined by Gift Walker, Gift the Day Walker versus Nkazumulo Zulu. So, yeah, we ready for that. It's a two
Hmm.
champions going up against each other. Of course, Gift Walker is the flyweight champion, right? He's the EFC flyweight champion. Kazumulo Zulu is the bantamweight champion. And they are contesting for Gift Walker's flyweight championship. So, should Gift Walker win, he's just going to hold on to his flyweight championship, but he won't get the bantamweight championship. Yeah, even though
So this
Gift can
this is
fight
this
in
is
both divisions.
yeah, this is not pro wrestling. It's in pro wrestling that they'll
Oh,
put both titles and be like winner takes all.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
Well,
I know Gift Walker did want to challenge for the bantamweight title. He was saying that the bantamweight title should be on the line also. So I don't know. I just wanted to hear from you. Then, do you think, seeing as Gift Walker can go up to bantamweight, right, and he has expressed that he wants that bantamweight title opportunity, do you think it should be a winner takes all type of fight?
well, if I was working in EFC, I wouldn't want that if I'm like a promoter from the business point of view. Because
Hmm.
if you do that, you would and then allow other fighters to feel like they have the liberty to get away with things like that or make such demands. You understand?
Yeah.
It's one of those cases why a lot of people are insulting Dana White for turning down a lot of things, right? Like maybe Francis Ngannou, for example. Francis Ngannou wanted to do boxing and wanted to get it added to his contract. Dana said no. And I believe
Yeah.
Dana did say no because he doesn't want other UFC fighters
Fighters.
to come with such
Mm.
demands. So I feel like it's not really the same situation with in Gift's case that he feels okay. I can fight in bantamweight, so why don't we put both titles on the line? It doesn't make sense ethically. It doesn't make sense. We are in martial arts. There should be discipline with regards to which weight division we are fighting at. Even though my stance with weight cut is different. I don't really like how heavy the Americans cut weight. But but yeah, I think what where the way Gift is looking at it is, and I would not fault him for thinking that way, is like, what's in it for me if I win? Because
True.
if he wins, it's just a title defense, and if Zulu wins, he becomes champ, right?
Mm.
And then if Zulu loses, he is still a champion. So is this maybe a case of maybe they kind of like do it like boxing where there is a rematch clause? Let's say if Gift wins and defends his title, there should be an immediate rematch, and the rematch would be for the title of Zulu in
Oh, for the
bantamweight.
bantamweight title.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe we'll get to see them fight twice in this year already. Well, that all depends if Gift wins, because if
Hmm.
he loses, there isn't any. Well, I understand the EFC brass, they do like him. He's a good fighter. He
Yeah,
is actually the winner of Prospect of the Year in the African Fighters Awards. So there is
definitely.
the yeah, the sky is bright for him, and something that we've seen uh in the EFC recently, we've seen the route that Cameron Simon took. I understand it's a different
Yeah.
story, Cameron Simon being from CIT under the wing of Dricus du Plessis, different management. Uh, Regardless, he still got to fight in Dana White Contender Series with a very, very slim MMA record.
Yes.
Uh, and Gift Walker is currently what, 4-0? So if he continues and maybe gets an equal amount of kind of wins that Cameron Simon had, he would likely also end up getting to go into the UFC. And if he wins both titles, like if he goes up a weight class and grabs that title, that helps his case even more. How did I find myself in this explanation? Your question was what again?
The question was basically like whether you think Gift should actually challenge. No, but I think you were answering it. And but I think something that a lot of us are maybe forgetting about, right? The ace that's hidden in this entire situation is the interim bantamweight champion, Terence Balelo. So Terence
Ah,
won that fight. Do we remember that fight against Moses Sitwape?
mm,
When he won the fight on
yeah.
10 hours notice, which was crazy, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
That's the Black Panther, yeah?
yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
he's also kind of waiting in the wings, like, okay, when am I going to get my shot? And so, whatever happens in those two divisions, bantamweight and flyweight, it's something that
All
Terence
right.
Bale is going to be watching very closely.
Here is where I want you to answer me this question, because you are in South Africa and you are in the mix when it comes to EFC and all the shenanigans that go on in the background.
Yeah.
Why did they not do the unification fight between Balelo and Gift Walker? What's the hold up? Have they fought before?
Terence Balelo and Gift Walker, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think so.
Yeah, so but
But
what's holding the unification fight? Why are they not doing it?
so the unification bout that's supposed to happen is between Gazimolo Zulu and Terence Balelo because they're the ones who are holding the bantamweight championships, right?
Oh crap.
But
Oh shoot.
from my
Sorry. Uh
understanding,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You
it's
see,
okay.
I'm not very smart in EFC. I don't remember. I don't know the weight classes as much as you do. So Balelo is the interim bantamweight champion, not
Yes,
interim flyweight champion. Okay, sorry,
yes,
my
yes,
bad.
yes.
Continue.
So the thing is, from my understanding, it seems Nkazumulo Zulu is not willing to defend that title or to put it up against anybody else until he gets his flyweight championship opportunity. That's my understanding of the situation. I'm not
So
sure though.
there isn't any flyweight contender that is deserving, that because mostly what you see is when people fighters mostly step up to to try to get another title. They don't step down, like go
True.
to lower weight classes. So, but what do you think is the motivation of Zulu to challenge for the flyweight title? And isn't there any contender that you would say, in your opinion, that is worthy of the title shot?
At flyweight, um,
Mm,
I definitely, first of all, I am a huge fan of
mm.
Tumelo Manyamala. over from
Mm,
the team over in Cape Town. I'm a massive fan of
mhm,
Tumelo Manyamala, and we saw him recently over at UAE Warriors. He didn't win the fight,
mhm,
but he put on a very impressive act. And I
mhm,
think because I remember at some point last year, Graham Cartmel, the EFC VP, basically, I remember at some point
mhm,
last year in a press conference, he did say that Tumelo Manyamala was going to be one of the people that they're looking at for a title contendership, but then
mhm.
I think now with Zulu wanting that title shot, then it becomes one of those things where it's a bit tough to maybe turn down a champion, maybe.
Mhm,
But
mhm, mhm.
as for what's motivating Zulu to actually want the flyweight championship, I think Zulu's always been comfortable between flyweight and bantamweight, and I feel like for him, he would love to achieve double champ status in those two divisions where he has dominated. And so, yeah, I think maybe that's what's up.
Okay,
Probably.
fair, fair, fair. I'm sorry I'm putting you in the spot.
But I just wanted to know, like, then on, like, do you think, because last day, oh, now I'm revealing conversations, oh my god, I'm sorry, Terrence, but I spoke to Terrence the other day and he was basically
Yeah.
telling me that he's thinking of potentially, coming around these streets, coming up to Joburg to witness that fight live in person, which will be very
Ah,
interesting because then is it a matter of whoever
yo.
wins is next for him?
Mm. I think the EFC would like that story wise. Because me and you are pro wrestling fans. And once he
Yeah,
said he's coming there, what we are thinking is he's got to be in that cage. When they
definitely.
have to do a face off and allow the commentary team to sell the fight because that does quite a lot for the viewers. Like when people don't really get it enough, don't really understand it enough. Like in pro wrestling, when they do like the sleeper holds, when they do the little
Yeah.
things, they hold and then they rest on the opponent. It's not because they are slowing the pace down or they are trying to be boring. It's
Nana.
because they are allowing the commentary team to tell the stories, allowing the commentary team to do all their plugins. So he
Exactly.
now translating to MMA when eventually Gift Walker or Zulu, whoever wins, is standing as although the fight is for the flyweight title, it doesn't matter. All of them would want to fight for the bantamweight title anyway. The interim bantamweight champion being there steps into the cage, and this is where the commentary team would have to do a good job in selling the next fight. So this is
Mm,
going to go across as a potential storyline. So I think it'll be very good. I think the EFC are supposed to actually fly Balelo in instead of him going out of his way to help storylines. I think they should do that because it's not just uh it's not just for the promotion. It's actually also good TV,
mm.
which we don't always get in MMA.
True, true, true. And I feel like there's just a very interesting story right now brewing over in those two divisions, those two lower divisions. I know most of the time,
Mm-hmm,
like in MMA, we tend to focus on like these heavier divisions, heavyweights, light heavyweights, middleweights, welterweights, type of vibe. But when you look at these
mm-hmm.
smaller divisions, that's where a lot of the drama happens, if we're being quite honest, hey? And that's where a lot of the exciting
Yeah.
action actually happens. And honestly, a lot of these smaller weight fighters are the ones who are the hungriest to go overseas. At least that's what I've seen here on the African continent. But um, I don't know. Do you have a prediction, perhaps, with regards to who might win between Gazamolo Zulu and Gift the Day Walker?
Well, I don't have enough data to make a prediction, but here's my biased opinion. It is very biased, and I'm saying it because I don't want maybe Zulu to watch this and be like, who is that casual? Or give to watching and say, who is that casual? So the
Yeah.
African fighters, yeah, we had a category prospect of the year, and I personally voted Gift Walker, although he fought
Mhm.
only once last year, and I've seen enough for me to think that he has the potential to be the one of the guys that will cross over to a global MMA promotion. So with my
Yeah.
biased opinion and me wanting to see my vote not wasted, I, I would I would want Gift Walker to be undefeated for the longest that he can. So yeah, I I think Gift Walker takes this one. By how I don't know, but I think he wins this one.
Oh wow.
How about you?
Okay. I think I'll also go with Gift Walker. I'll go with
Okay, and
Gift
then
Walker.
this is where I'm going to test your MMA knowledge
Oh no,
because you know
no.
both fighters very well. How do you think Gift Walker is going to beat Zulu?
I could see. Ooh, because mm, I know, like over at House of Tinkerbell, where Gift Walker trains, right? Trains with the likes of JP
Mm-hmm,
Kruger, Peace Ngupane, Nathaniel Komana. You know,
mm-hmm.
I know them folks over there, they love submissions. I know how
Ah.
to do a rear naked choke because of them. So I don't
Mm.
know. I would
So
I would say Gift
basically,
Walker.
what you are saying is you are opening this can now to me that I'm going to
No,
open. So
no,
you are saying that Gift Walker and his boys down there taught you how to do Reneke Chu.
maybe. That's not the
Ah.
point. Aminu, please. That's not the point
Me
here.
now I'm putting one and two together,
Oh my
but
god,
no
no.
problem. Just continue talking. I'm not
But
going to embarrass you here. Joking, I'm
guys,
joking.
I don't know why Amin was bringing up things that we spoke about off the record, hey? But anyway,
Did we speak about anything? We did not speak about anything. I'm just making assumptions.
but
Okay, continue
I would say
because
I would I
because
don't think their fight is gonna go the distance. Let me put that out there. I don't think
so
their
you are
fight is gonna
saying
go the distance.
basically you are seeing Gift Walker wrapping up Zulu in his submission, and you are calling a renegade choke.
Jesus, did he just make my prediction for me? But okay. I guess that's pretty
Yeah.
accurate. That's pretty
Okay.
accurate. I would
Okay.
say
Okay.
I would say
Let me ask you
round
which
4.
round? Oh, round four. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what about you?
Oh, that's
Now I
fair.
have to throw it back at you. I have to ask you now. What's your
I already
prediction?
told you. That Gift Walker is gonna win.
Yeah, but then how? And in which
I
round?
told you I don't know. Okay, fine. Unanimous decision. It's going to be a five rounder.
Do you think it's gonna be
And
like one of those 5 rounds where it's just like, okay, cool? Or do you think it's gonna be like a banger where we're like, oh my word?
I feel like it's going to be a boring five round
Hectic. Okay,
because
yeah.
this hap- this happens when two fighters are very are very skilled. You know, when
True.
you can't put one skill over one. Like last year
And then they tempo.
When Islam Makhachev and Volkanovski fought
Yeah.
the first time. Well, the first time when Volk went up a weight class, I think that was in New Zealand or Australia that it happened. A lot
Yeah.
of people were saying that was fight of the year. A lot of people were saying it actually got one of the performance bonuses or whatever. But
Yeah.
I was sat there watching. I was like, it's two people that are very skilled. It's very difficult to watch this because you can clearly see that they already figure each other out. At this at this point, it only takes it only takes a little to gain an advantage to win that fight because it's stressful to watch. It's like a game of chess they were doing. Very stressful
Yeah.
to watch. So it wasn't as exciting, but to MMA fans that claim that they are smart, they'll be like, oh, yes, I see what this guy is doing. He's trying to stop the strikes there. They will try to explain in bullshit. But instead of
As for
them
that
calling
claim
it
that
how
they
it
smart.
is, that it was a boring fight, but instead they choose to read into it. Because here's the thing with boring MMA fight as well, that's the same thing that happens. It's just that the stakes are not as high as a title fight. That's why you are thinking that it was a brilliant fight. It wasn't brilliant, it was boring, call it what it is. And I think that is what is probably going to happen between Walker and Zulu. They'll be, because they're two skilled guys, they're probably going to take it to the judges.
Oh my word. Okay. Okay, now I get that.
Mm.
I get that. Because I thought you were about to say that it's going to be like a boring fight and you're going to be one of those casuals who's like, if a fight doesn't end with a knockout, then it's boring. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But nah,
no.
your
Oh
explanation
no.
makes a lot of sense. Your explanation makes a lot of
Hmm.
sense. People who know each other tend to be very aware of each other and tend to be very careful around each other. So that definitely makes sense. But let's switch gears right now. Let's move up
Hmm.
north from South Africa
Hmm.
all the way to Nigeria. So, first of
Ah,
all, guys,
okay.
we are recording this on the 6th of February. This is the night
Mm.
before the AFCON semifinal. Is it a
Oh,
semifinal? Yes. The AFCON
yes.
semifinal, where we're having South Africa versus Nigeria.
Oh,
I'm very
let's
torn.
clear something. I am Nigerian. Very Nigerian. Like
Aminu is very, very
unapologetically
Nigerian.
Nigerian. I sound Nigerian and look Nigerian. So continue.
I'm also Nigerian,
Oh, come
but I'm
on. No, you
also
are not.
South African. I'm half
No, you're not
Nigerian.
Nigerian. We have
What?
we have dash we have dash South Africa. You can stay there.
Can I
You
tell
can
you?
stay there. We have
Can
that.
I tell you?
Yeah.
Nigerians are just bitter that Tyler won a Grammy in that category. So let
But
let,
she
let
didn't. She won a Grammy with an R&B song. That song was not Afrobeat.
Bruh,
This
it was either
way,
way.
make
Did you
me
see the category
want
that she
it.
won in? Did you see the category that she won in? It was an African
She was
category.
she was
Okay.
even in the song. She does not even call water water. She's calling it
She
water,
does.
as
Oh my god.
Americans call it. She's calling make me water. It's what was she born in America? I feel like she is American South African. I don't really know too much
No.
about her, but is she like
No.
South African born and raised there?
Yes, she's from here, Johannesburg. So
Really?
Tyler's that girl, okay. Tyler's that girl.
Okay.
Nigeria is just mad. Let me just tell you guys something real
Oh
quick.
yes, we are very bitter.
Nigerians
We
are
don't
just
know how to
mad.
lose. We are very
Yeah.
bitter.
Me, I'm like,
yesterday on
guys,
social media yesterday on social media after the Grammys, I felt really bad for her because they constantly, Nigerians are so petty that not just Tyler, right? There was another category of global song, and some guy from the Middle East won it, and
yeah.
Nigerians went to find the song, and the
Oh
song
my god.
sounded like songs that were played on strings and something, and they were posting it like, this is the one over the middle. What nonsense is this?
Nigerians can't
So,
lose, guys. They
oh
can't.
no, oh no, bro! If we lose tomorrow in that football game, Nigeria versus South Africa, if we lose, hey, it is over.
So
But
I'm
yeah,
assuming
ask
that
your
your
question.
prediction, real quick, before we get to my next question, right? I'm assuming your prediction then for the AFCON game is that Nigeria is gonna win.
Yeah, 2-0. And I'm sure this clip is going to come out after this episode is going to come out after the match has happened.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
So
It's coming out
when
only on Thursday.
when you are editing this to let it out, and
Uh-huh.
my prediction is right of 2-0, just over my head here, just write I told you so.
No.
Well, use your graphic in your post production and say I told you so, because Nigeria is going to beat South Africa 2-0.
So you think South Africa is not even gonna score one? Come on. Come
No, no.
on.
So we have the best defense in the whole of the tournament. Have you heard? We only conceded one goal since the tournament started.
No, but have you heard of our goalkeeper though? Ronwin Williams. Have you heard of him?
Have you
Have you
heard
heard of
about
him?
our own Unwa Bali? Although he's a goalkeeper for Chippa United in South African League, his name is Unwa Bali.
Trained by who? Trained by who?
Eh? Well, you guys bought his service from Eyimba, from a Nigerian football club. Um, but to be honest, South Africa, with regards to the goalkeeper department, they've been very good with goalkeepers. Like
Hmm.
for the longest I can remember, I actually even saw a Netflix documentary recently about a South African goalkeeper that was in a controversy about
Oh,
a woman, yeah, a
Senzo
captain.
Mayu.
So South Africans, yeah, South Africans have good goalkeepers like for ages. We Nigeria, the last good goalkeeper we had before Umabali was Inyama, and that was like years ago. So we've been struggling in the goalkeeper department. We did not qualify to the World Cup because of a goalkeeper error. We got knocked
Oh,
out of the AFCON last year. Last AFCON we went to because of a goalkeeping error. But this year we've got a great goalkeeper, we've got a solid defense, and we're going to beat South Africa with their inexperienced squad.
wow.
All
Inexperience
of
is
them, all of
wild.
them play in South Africa. All my players play in Europe.
I think it's gonna go to because right now I think our last two games have gone to extra time, right? But I think
Hmm.
this one is gonna go to penalties. Wait, did the last one go to
Yeah.
penalties? Sorry, guys, I'm not a football fan. I'm just talking because South
No, no. The
Africa,
last one, the last one went to penalties, and the goalkeeper saved four penalties. South African goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The one before that one was the one against Morocco. I think they beat Morocco in 90 minutes. It didn't go to extra time, but the last one it did go to pen.
Because
And
we are that
even if
country. We are that
yeah, even
country.
if yeah. Well, my prediction: Nigeria win 2-0. What's your prediction?
My prediction is that we're gonna go nil nil in the 90 minutes, and then extra time, nil nil still.
Mm-hmm.
Penalties. Nigeria is gonna win by one. One.
Ah,
One.
okay. I did not see that coming. You throw a curveball at the end. I thought you were going to say South Africa will win.
No, no,
Eh.
no, guys. I'm very optimistic about South Africa winning, and if they do win, I'm gonna be very happy. Ne? But at the same time, I don't want to set myself up for failure because our team is notorious for breaking hearts.
Well,
So
I heard that if win or lose, because South Africa was not expected to go this far. I heard that win or lose, if they go back to South Africa, they would come out in huge numbers to meet them at the airport.
probably, it's becoming a
Yeah,
thing.
but I promise you, in Nigeria, if we get silver medal, if we don't get gold medal, if we get silver medal, nobody's coming anywhere.
So the thing here about us here in South Africa is that we're very proud of our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, so long as you
Hmm.
go out there and you do your best, we got you. You know.
Oh yes,
So anyway, that's
I
not the
can tell.
point. Oh my God! Now we're talking about soccer, guys. This is Chichi's comeback corner.
Let's go,
Just in case you're
let's go,
here.
let's go.
Um,
Yes, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah. Welcome back to Chichi's Comeback Corner. I'm so sorry that we took a detour to Chichi's AFCON corner. What? But anyway, we're still here with Jibril Aminu, and we are
Yeah,
chopping it up about anything and everything combat sports.
smash the like
But
button, smash the like button.
yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, so we're taking it up now to Nigeria,
Hmm.
right? It's an exciting
Hmm.
year for African combat sports, especially African MMA. You know, EFC has
Hmm.
released their full calendar for the year. And so we know that they're giving us another 10 events this year. It's going to be great. But over at AKO, a very interesting post was put out on Monday evening, which basically was teasing the return of the African knockout promotion. It's a lot of fun. It's the promotion that has Kamaru Usman, and it's in Nigeria, guys. And now I'm very connected with the EFC space, but this is so great because right here, Jabril is connected with the AKO space. He's the man to talk to, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna grill him about a few
Yeah,
things.
I know. I do know. I do know. So ask me
Yeah.
questions about AKO. Yes, AKO did make a post out yesterday.
Mm. Can you
I've
tell
known
us anything
about them.
about that?
Mm, I can tell you a bit because I work closely with them. I know a
Mm.
few people. Not a few people. I think I would say I know everybody there, and they treat me with respect. Because I'm a very, very senior casual fan of MMA. I'm a casual fan, but I'm in the senior echelon of casual fans. I'm not an expert yet. Anyways, I'm rambling. Yeah, so I knew about this about 2 weeks ago that they are going to make a comeback. Um, why am I saying a comeback? Because their last event was just last year. They had an event
It
last
was.
year. Yeah. Was it in
But
September or August?
I think it was in August.
Okay. So we're talking like 4 months, 5 months ago. Anyways,
Yeah.
they intended to do two more events before the end of last year, but they couldn't due to some reasons. But now they are back, and I think for the first time they are going to start touring the country in Nigeria because they've always been in Lagos. So they are going to go
Mm.
to the capital city, Abuja. But
Ooh.
this next event that they are going to do is only the next event is going to be they are releasing the news tomorrow, by the way, so I can talk about it now because this podcast
By
is
the
not
time it
coming out
goes out,
until after the after the news is out. So yeah, so they're doing an event. The next event, AKO3, would be in Lagos in Seoul by Box Mall. And it's going to be on
ooh,
March 2nd, Saturday, March 2nd. So 3 weeks from today, the March card is already done. Uh,
damn. Who's
yeah,
the
it's already
headliner? Who's the
done.
headliner?
Well, funny enough, there's this guy called Machine Gun Shegun Ogonoike, uh,
Oh,
and he's going to be fighting a Congolese guy who was just in the last EFC card of the year, and you might know him as Flex Munye, who was the guy that got knocked out by, is it Bantu?
yeah,
Is it
Diego
Bantu?
Bandu.
Yeah, Bandu. Yeah, that head kick or that knee kick. That I think Bandu is the guy that trains out of CIT, right?
Yes,
So
tall
Flex,
guy.
I think Flex. Yeah. Is very, very talented. In that fight, you could tell that he was kind of like winning most of the exchanges of that fight before that knockout happened. Um, but I guess you live and learn. So he's gonna be in Nigeria to fight Machine Gun Shakes. Machine Gun Shakes has also suffered a knockout before. I would say the
Yeah.
most beautiful picture perfect knockout in AKO history. Unfortunately for Shakes, he was in the receiving end of it. But he is one of the popular fighters out of Nigeria. He's based in the capital city. He owns his own gym and he trains some boys
Oh,
down there as well. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I think that's the main event. And in the co-main, they have plans for Musasa, who is from Congo as well, versus
oh,
an Egyptian fighter called Abdel Ghani. This Egyptian fighter is based in Dubai and he has over 100,000 followers on Instagram, which we
damn.
which these days, unfortunately, in this modern generation, we use social media following to define how relevant you are. Instead of me telling you that he's a great fighter, I'm telling you he has Instagram followers. Well, so yeah, I think I think that's it. AKO are going to continue their championship and they will crown champions this year.
Nice,
And
nice, nice, nice,
I
nice.
believe Kamaru Usman is supposed to come down for this one in 3 weeks.
But then, Aminu, are you gonna be there?
I honestly don't know yet. To be honest, if I ever go,
Mm,
well, in the last event that I went for them, they brought me down. They would have to bring me down, but they would have to tell me on time. It's very, very short notice right now. I
yeah.
probably would turn it down if they ask me, but well, I don't know.
We'll see whether Aminu will be there, guys, with the live coverage over at the African Fighters. Yeah, tap in,
Yes.
tap in, tap in, guys, tap in. But damn, that's so exciting. Also, DRC is showing up. Hey, like it's
Oh
nice
yeah.
that we are getting like a promotion like AKO where fighters aren't really only maybe striving to make it to the EFC, but rather they're expanding and they're seeing that okay, there's other avenues that I can take. I can go to AKO and all of that and all of that. So
You know,
yeah.
I personally think this is a controversial statement I'm going to make.
Ooh,
I think that Congolese MMA, local Congolese MMA in the country of Congo, is
yeah.
better than Nigerian MMA. I feel
Oh,
like their skill level is higher than Nigerians, but Nigerians would not believe me if I tell them this, but that's what I think.
because once again, guys, Nigerians don't like losing. So the mere fact that another country is being placed upon them,
Have you ever heard that Nigerian saying that say Niger no they carry last?
facts. It's facts though.
Yes,
That
yes.
is fact.
Yeah, we know they carry last. Pata pata na draw. The best we can is a draw. We never we never carry last.
My word. But yeah, I think the nation of the DRC has been one that even here in the EFC, right, where you get to see the
Mhm.
DRC being heavily represented, which is totally great. And I think the DRC is definitely going to be on the come up, hey? And if they're starting off this year in a very strong manner, who knows? By the end of the year, we could be crowning a few DRC champions, hey?
Oh yeah. Oh well, we already have one in the EFC who is the best champion of all EFC. That's Igu Kabesa. Igu
Yeah.
Kabesa, obviously, he is Congolese. I don't know. You know him better than I do. Did he come from Congo or was he born and raised in South Africa?
Um.
You don't know, do
Um.
you?
I mean,
I,
you know what? You know what, Nate? I think the day that I do
judging by
get
his
Igor to come on,
judge, yeah, judging by his accent, I would say he has been in South Africa for a very long
he's
time
been in
because
South Africa
Congolese
for
speak
a long time.
French.
I know that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
sure.
has a very
I think he,
remarkable story. Honestly, I always say Igor Cabeza has one of the best stories that you'll hear
really.
about in MMA. Hey, yeah, because even like the fact that his story is even going right now, you know how people talk about like the trials and tribulations that they have. The fact that Igor Cabeza is still going through those trials and tribulations right now, where this man is supposed to have already been in the UFC, he's supposed to have already been with the PFL, all of these other international and global companies and all of that, but he hasn't been able to get there because of his visa restrictions and all of that. Like, bro,
Wait,
the day
is it a visa issue or is it a passport issue?
last I
In a
checked, it was
sense that
I think it's a visa issue. I think.
Okay. So he's not. He's getting rejected
I have no idea what exactly is stopping the
because
situation.
because be- because I think I was on a podcast by some guy from London, and
Yeah.
he had some guy from South Africa there, and the guy from South Africa he had is like a very very proper EFC nerd, and he was talking about Eagle and he said that because of Eagle's dual nationality, he doesn't have an South African passport or something.
Might be
But
something along those lines. Mhm.
he said obviously he doesn't know. He just says take it with a pinch of salt, but that's what he heard. But if because I think a visa would not be an issue for a South African that more than a Congolese in a sense. So Congo is like Nigeria, so they get rejected left and right everywhere. So if he probably has a Congolese passport, he probably got slammed, or he cannot get a Congolese passport and he cannot get a South African passport. It could be one or two.
Could be one of two. But
Yeah.
regardless, there's just a lot to that man's story. But regardless, he still fights on and he's still here. Definitely the best champion in the EFC. Everybody knows that I'm the president of the Eric Abesa fan club. So
Hey,
shout
hey,
out.
hey, hey.
But yeah, man, like we're getting to see the DRC really, really coming up, hey? And I feel like they've been coming up for a few years now, but they really, really coming into themselves as maybe
Mhm,
becoming the MMA capital of the African continent. Maybe.
mhm. Well, to be honest, the amount that they put in training, because they don't really there's a crop of guys that I know from DRC.
Mm,
The Flex Muniz, the Musasas, and Mulumba, those guys have quality skills. When I see them fighting in other promotions, it's almost like boys against men.
yeah.
Men against boys. They are men and then they are fighting boys. The skill level is totally different. And they train out of Congo. It's almost like they sometimes take fights very close to each other because they just want to grab and go back to Congo, and they train out of Congo. I'm going
Yeah.
to give a shout out to there's this guy called Yad Mosa, who I believe is the manager for those Cropper guys. There's a gym down there. I don't know the name of the gym, and that guy is doing a very very good job putting these
Shout
talents together. He's
out.
traveling. Yeah, I think right now I saw a post from them that they are in Egypt for some MMA event down there in Egypt this weekend. So
Oh.
they are really traveling, and he's the same guy that got Flex Munier the fight against Bandu. Apparently, nobody wanted to fight Bandu,
No one
and
ever wants to fight Bandu because have you seen have you seen the size of that man?
yeah, and Flex went in there, and to be honest, the skill level was of Bandu is very high compared. Flex, obviously, Flex's uh Bandu's gym has a UFC champion, so
Yes,
and the UFC
exactly.
champion is in the same weight class as him, so you can tell they've done a lot of sparring with the UFC champion. So they say iron sharpened iron, so you can tell
I'll
what
tell you
goes
this
on.
much, Ne. I'll tell you this
Mhm,
much. Diego Bandu is a very
mhm.
intimidating character to be around. He
Ah,
is he's very quiet, right? He's very quiet and
mhm,
very, and
mhm,
he's very tall. Let me start there. I'm not a guys, let me tell you guys something real quick. I am not a short girl. I am not. I'm
mhm, mhm.
1.6 meters, which is not short. That is average. This man towers over me, first of all. And then on top of that, he's got muscles all over the place. And he's got like these tattoos that you can tell that, bruh, it's not like these, like you see, I have like the small tattoo. I was damn near about to cry when I got that tattoo. He has these
I'm gonna go.
hectic
I'm gonna Google
tattoos
it.
on him.
I'm gonna Google him right now.
Do
So,
that because that man
mhm.
is. And then he gets into the cage and he starts crying. He gets so emotional. And you're like, oh, this man's he's about to kill me, isn't he?
I heard that he got
'Cause,
suspended for something recently. What was it? What was it that he
yes,
got
he did.
suspended for? Do you know?
I do know, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it.
Ah, okay. Well, you don't have to if you don't have
I
to,
do know.
basically.
Yes, guys.
Uh,
Okay, let me just
I'm I'm
skid
I-
past it real
I'm
quick.
looking at him right now. I can show you. I can share my screen if maybe if you would allow me. Share
How do I do that?
screen enter. uh, huh. this site will be able to allow no screen. Okay, here we go.
He's about to show us a picture of Diego Bandu, guys, because
Have you seen my you can there's something there that you can add to this. Yeah, there you go. So that is Diego Bandu. You can see all
yeah,
the tattoos. Is
he
he
is.
is he South is he
Uh,
South African from South Africa?
I don't think so. I think he's also from the DRC, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, damn, this guy looks scary, man.
Is he from the DRC or am I? I might be lying, guys. I might be lying. Please,
Look at that
I
thing in
beg.
his face. Damn. All right. All right.
But
It
yeah,
says
Panga
2000.
man, bruh. He might be South African, actually. I don't know. I might be
Well,
wrong.
we can check the EFC website, but it doesn't matter. You can continue talking. You can remove this screen. You can click on. Oh, he's from DRC actually.
Yeah.
He is
But
from DRC.
trust me, bruh, when you see that man live in person, oh, he is big. He's big. You
Uh,
can. That's why no one
is he
ever
your
wants to
type?
fight him. My type what?
Your
My type
type
what? My type what?
is you they like big muscle?
First of all, as soon as you're a fighter, you are not my type. Um,
Ah, gotcha, gotcha. All right, let's
but
let's stop segueing. I think we
but
have lost. We have
um,
we have
we've
definitely moved away from all our conversation, and we've already spent
definitely.
40 minutes. I don't know where we are putting Cody Rhodes here.
Oh my
Can we
god.
move on?
Okay, guys, we're moving on. We're moving on now. We're moving on. Um, yo, I don't even want to talk about this topic, guys, but I guess would be a bit remiss if we don't bring it up, especially because Aminu and I are both wrestling fans.
Yeah, yeah.
Earlier on this year, a lawsuit was released. Right,
Mm,
details of a lawsuit were released, where basically the acts of former WWE CEO and chairman Vince Kennedy McMahon, um, the actions that he's basically done against a certain individual were released, made public. And we got to see a bunch of that. Now, I mean, no, I'm not sure about you. I didn't read the entire lawsuit. I kept on getting
hmm.
triggered, not gonna lie. I kept on getting triggered and I was like, I genuinely need to stop. I need to stop trying to read this. It's not good for me. But I basically know the gist of it all. And it shook up the entire
Um, I
industry.
I did not read it as well, but I know most of the key details in there because I listened.
Mm,
I actually listened to a podcast by Solo Monster. He's a pro wrestling YouTuber, podcaster,
yeah.
whatever. He did a whole episode about the details. He was reading it word for word and then reacting to it, and it was very disgusting. If true, which I think it is true because of sort of like the person that Vince is. Uh, very disgusting. He deserves to be locked up.
Mm,
But I think what's probably going to happen is the lady would probably settle and sign another NDA because that's what billionaires do. Um, there was also a point I was made that she only spoke because she initially signed an NDA where she was supposed to be given $3 million to keep like as hush money, but
yeah.
Vince only paid $1 million and then didn't pay the rest.
Yeah.
So there was that part, but then she did name drop a few people that are potentially cancelled right now in Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar, uh, John Laurinaitis, uh, just to name the ones that were hinted at in the article. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how this unfolds, but I think if a stronger case is made in a sense that more people come out, but even if more people come out, when they come out, they already have an NDA, right? So they've already been paid to keep quiet. I don't know how effective that would be in court. So again, I just think that Vince will probably not see prison. He would probably settle out of court with this lady. And I told you, that prior to this happening, sometime last year, I ran into a podcast called Behind the Bastards. So
Yeah.
basically, what these people do is they talk about horrible people in history, people that are already dead long time ago, talking about them Adolf Hitlers. So what they do is they read books about these guys, and they decided to do a Vince McMahon episode, as he apparently is a bastard. And every person that they do an episode for, they do 1 hour, but for Vince, they did 6 hours, 6 episodes, and I listened to everything. If you do, it's a very very good listen because the guys are very good with, with very articulate. You'd enjoy it. The one
I'll find
hour
it and link it
episode,
below. Yeah.
yeah, Behind the Bastards, you could go listen to it and hear things that Vince has done that is not even related to this new lawsuit. Then
Yeah.
it would tell you what kind of person he is. But I think you had to bring this up because obviously it's our is the world that we love of pro wrestling, and
Yeah.
again you are a woman, and so this is something that is quite sensitive for
I
someone being
think
in that space.
I think also we've heard the stories of the past, right? Where back I think now WWE particularly has entered a safer, maybe calmer space. But at least back
Mhm.
in the day, like at least maybe early 2000s, late 90s, there were a lot of horror stories that kept coming out, but then that get brushed under the cover and all of that. And a lot of the time, Neil, when you look at these things, the common denominator in a lot of these things is Vincent Kennedy McMahon, because he was at the helm of it all. He was the person that was being complicit in it, basically. And maybe even, I would go as far as to say, maybe even encouraging that kind of work culture, that kind of
Oh yes, he
space.
does.
So it's definitely one
Yeah,
of those
you
things where it
wouldn't.
feels like,
There's a lot. There's a lot. You wouldn't about the encouragement. There's the encouragement of what's the name of the drugs they take for big muscles? PEDs. Those PEDs that they take.
yeah.
Um, so basically, the story of a wrestler at that point was he's going to be jerked with steroids
Mm,
to get big muscles, which is not good for the heart. Two, when you go perform, before you step out of the curtains, you get high on cocaine because that's going to
mm.
get you going. "Ah!" And then you go perform. When you come back, then you take painkillers because of the pains of the bumps that you've been taking because you wrestle twice a night or maybe 7 times a week. And then you go back home before you sleep, you drink beer instead of water. So like they drink beer, they are all alcoholics. So that's what they used to do. And
That was the
they
culture.
used to, yeah, Vince had an in-house doctor that was giving out the painkillers and the steroids because he wants a specific type of physical
Physique.
specimen to be on his TV, to be in
Mm.
his ring. So there was a lot of enabling in there as well. A lot of fighters have died because of situations like this. And yeah, can we just move away from this? If you want to learn more, she said she's going to put the link in the bio. Find Behind the Bastards. That gives you detailed explanations of everything that is not even related to the recent lawsuit. So it's quite an
Yeah.
interesting lesson as well.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, guys, that's what's happening with that guy. We are going to follow that story very closely. But let's move on to something that's been plaguing that's been plaguing Twitter or X, if you will, for like
Mm-hmm.
since Friday, bruh. Since Friday, this has been trending. Hashtag we want
What?
Cody.
So what happened? I feel like we have to be
Oh
giving
my
people
word.
the context first, then we react.
True, true,
So give
true.
us
So
context.
basically what happened was obviously we know Cody Rhodes won the 2023 men's Royal Rumble match, right? And he was supposed to face who? Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal Championship. He faced him at WrestleMania 39. WrestleMania 39, they faced each other. And,
Hmm.
it seemed like Cody had it in the bag. But then at the last minute, of course, Roman's family came out, helped him, and he retained. Pissed off a lot
Hmm.
of people. But everyone was like,
Hmm.
okay, you know what? It's cool. And then for the last year or so, since WrestleMania 39 up until now, the one mantra that has been getting pushed everywhere. is finish the story. He will finish the story eventually. And so everyone was like, you know what, ne? Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40. That's where it's gonna happen. We're gonna get that rematch, and we're gonna get to see it. I mean, Cody is basically WWE's poster boy. He is their main male right now. He's their main male.
He is the John Cena right now.
Yeah, basically. I would give that to Bianca Belair because but that's not the
He's
point.
definitely the John. He's definitely the John Cena. But go ahead.
But basically, fast forward to Royal Rumble 2024. Cody Rhodes wins again, right?
Mm,
And he eliminates CM Punk to be the victor of the entire fight. And so everyone was
hmm
excited. We're all happy. This is it, guys. We're definitely on the road to WrestleMania.
Finish
Road
this story.
RHODE to
Mm,
WrestleMania. Okay.
hmm
We were
hmm
ready. And then so Cody now releases his calendar for like February, like in terms of like where is he gonna be, what shows he's gonna be doing, and all of that. And we see that he's doing SmackDown when last week. So everyone's excited. We're like, let's go. It's time. It's time. Of course, it happens. Roman goes out there. Roman talks his shit, guys. One thing I love Roman. Let me tell you guys something. I love him
Oh my god,
down.
that promo was like the whole Dwayne the Rock Johnson thing just overshadowed that Roman Reigns promo. It was a
Shit,
killer promo, and the way he handled Seth Rollins. He said, Seth Rollins,
mm,
you see, no pop.
bruh. I was like, damn.
Yeah. He said, does a champion walk like this?
But
Oh gosh, he
basically,
literally he did what is called
obliterated.
verbal jujutsu. Yeah, continue giving us
Basically,
context.
guys, Roman was talking his shit. Cody decided to come out because this is it. So everyone's popping because we're like, yeah, let's go, let's go.
Mm.
What did Cody Rhodes say? Like, I've been trying to erase it from my mind because I'm just so like, ugh. But anyway,
So
he was basically,
Cody said, Cody said, uh, I want the title. My father was my father was handed to in Madison Square Garden and taken away from. This is the title I want, the one by Honky Tonk Man or whoever. And but I would fight. Is finishing my story taking the title away from you, or is finishing my story taking everything away from you? Don't get me wrong. This is the title I want, but I don't have to take it. I'm not taking it at WrestleMania.
yeah.
And then
And then,
Roman Reigns face changed, like, and then he looked at Paul Heyman and he's like, what is this guy up to? Why, like, that look? Because Roman is like now the king of facials.
get
He
on.
tells he tells a lot of stories with his face now. And oh, that came wrong because I think there are other things that have facials. So
I'm side
so
eyeing you.
yeah. So and then Cody went ahead and said, I took I took counsel from wise people, and this person, one person that I took counsel from is someone you know very well. And then we heard, listen, man, and the crowd lost their mind. I would lose my mind if I was there because I paid to see
Yeah.
SmackDown, not to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and then Dwayne The Rock Johnson just shows up. Anyways, Dwayne Rock Johnson came, and then he shook Cody's hand and they hugged, and then Cody said, you can have him, and then he turned around and walked away, looking very disappointed.
Yeah.
And they did show them across, and then Dwayne The Rock Johnson turned around and faced John Cena, and and faced Roman Reigns, and they put the WrestleMania logo there, kickoff show on
Yup.
Thursday, which is very important. You know what? I'm actually sad that this your episode is coming out. This your episode will come out probably after we've already seen what is going to happen.
No.
When are you
No.
releasing?
My episode's gonna drop at 4 p.m. on Thursday, 4 p.m. Central African time, which is 2 p.m. there in the UK.
Okay,
So
fair. So,
still gonna
so
be
you,
ahead of
you
time,
drop it
but
before, yeah. So now when that happened, everywhere exploded. We want Cody hashtag.
Yo,
Justice for Cody hashtag. Cody Rhodes trended for #1 for 3 days. Wrestling fans were going at it. People that are not pro wrestling fans were asking me at work because they know I'm a nerd for pro wrestling. Like, they were asking me at work, uh, why are people mad at Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Why are wrestling
bruh.
fans mad at Dwayne? I was like, you guys, you are giving me so much work because I have to explain to you this sports, this made up sports that we all love.
This made up sport.
Like, I'll be like, what? Cody is supposed to face this guy, but then Dwayne came in and said, I'm fighting him instead. We're like, but yeah, it's not real. Yes, you said what? But then they'll be like, why would you want an ending that, sorry,
Bless you.
basically, thank you. Basically, why would you want an ending that you already know the outcome of? It's crazy, right? To explain like, I want to watch a movie, but I want the movie to play out exactly how I want it to,
Yeah.
right? Because that's how pro wrestling fans we are. We fantasize about a story, and then we want that story to come to fruition. And if we don't get the ending that we want, that's bad booking.
True.
And that's what my colleagues at work wanted me to explain. But if you get that ending that you want, then what's the point of you
Facts.
watching it?
But at
Like,
the
you
same
guys
time,
don't get it. We are
oh,
it's the wacky world of wrestling that we like. But let me take your reaction, eh? Because me, I'm going to tell you, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I had different opinions every single day. They were changing. They were changing. Today too, after I saw Monday Night Raw, I had a totally different opinion. But I want to hear what your reaction was.
my reaction was yo, first of all, I was so upset. I was so upset. Immediately when Rock came out, I was like, no. And this is at like something to 5 in the morning here in South Africa. I'm busy screaming because I'm mad. I'm like, what is this? Like, I love Rock. I love him, right? Dwayne, love him down. But come on, bro. Like, no. I love Roman, and I wasn't mad when he lost last year. But at the same time, I was like,
Hmm.
come on, bro. Cody's been waiting. He's been waiting. So I kind of got upset. But then I saw another tweet. I don't know. I think, can I show you the tweet real quick before we move on?
Hmm.
I saw a tweet
Hmm.
that kind of changed my perception of everything because I was like, huh, what if they do decide to do that, you know?
Mm.
Um, okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Okay.
S-
Basically,
Scroll up. Yeah. Hmm.
this is it. So it's this ex user called Be Our Guest IG. And he basically
Hmm.
said they didn't announce anything tonight with that standoff with Rock and Roman. So what if contract signing between Rock and Roman? Roman is cocky, signs it right away. Rock signs, then says, "You didn't read the contract, did you?" Cody's music hits. Cody versus Roman at Mania. Rock is guest referee. Cody just pulled the ultimate swerve to make sure he gets a clean match at Mania. Then we get Rock versus Roman at SummerSlam. So, and then even goes on to even say they brought back the guest referee match in
Well,
WWE
oh yeah.
2K24. And the tagline is finish the
I.
story. No way they fumbled it all this bad.
You know what? I. Well, there's so many things here. And one of the things I told you, my mind kept on changing. One of the things that my mind was thinking about was, I know WWE want to have Dwayne The Rock Johnson on all the posters for UFC 40. The TKO wants Dwayne The Rock Johnson's face there. If they
Yeah,
put him as a special guest referee, they can put him in the posters, right? They'll put a
facts.
Roman Reigns, a Cody Rhodes, and then him in the middle, right? They can use that if that's what they want. But then I was thinking, if this is a troll job, right? We
Yeah,
know that Dwayne The Rock Johnson does not handle himself as a person. He handles himself as a brand.
facts.
And he would not throw himself out there for negative press like that because he has been slammed. This past 3 days, he has been like last night on Monday Night Raw, they were chanting Rocky sucks, Rocky sucks.
Bruh.
And And you were covering NXT, weren't you? And apparently, when the WrestleMania sign came out, the fans in the arena started booing.
Yeah, nah, like, bruh, like there's just a very
So
negative cloud over the
so
whole of
it makes
WWE
me
right
feel
now.
it makes me feel like if that's what they feel like they are doing, they are trying to turn Cody into like a Daniel Bryan. Uh, would that be at the expense of Rock allowing himself to be ridiculed like that? But we can say it's pro wrestling, and if he does this, what this tweet says,
Yeah.
right? He's going
Mm-hmm.
to be a babyface again.
He will, most
And
definitely.
and if he goes to Mania as the referee, and when them Solo Sokoa and Jimmy want to do their shenanigans, he stops them. He's gonna be another babyface, and Cody Rhodes win the title. He's gonna be a babyface, and then they can start that bloodline story, including Roman Reigns,
Mm.
including Dwayne the Rock Johnson in it. But again, Rock has a very crazy schedule. He cannot constantly be on WWE TV, right?
He can't.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. We heard that the TKO gave him $30 million for him to be on board with them. So I think with $30 million, he can work with them for a year, can't he? He can work
Yeah,
with them for a
sure he
year.
can.
He
Come on.
can he can drop all the movies because they will not pay him that much.
But
But yeah, I think this tweet that you showed me really did. I feel like it kind of spoiled everything for me because he can be like, okay, I'm going to be the special guest enforcer of WrestleMania, of the main event of
yeah.
WrestleMania. But because the way it turned out on Monday Night Raw today, it started to give me vibes like it's a big work. Because when Daniel Bryan was being denied and the fans wanted Daniel Bryan,
Mm.
WWE on their storylines around their commentary team, they were not making references of Daniel Bryan
Mm.
being a main eventer. It just forced their hands to it. But today, Monday Night Raw, yesterday,
They're
just in
addressing
the
it.
beginning, they started talking about it. Cody Rhodes was trending for 3 days. And then everywhere you see people with "We want Cody" signed. And as Dave Meltzer said, I was watching the Observer Radio and Dave Meltzer said, all the signs had the same font. Hundreds of signs with the same fonts. Do you think all these people sat down and printed "We want Cody" with the same font? It must likely be the WWE printed those signs and shared it to the fans in attendance.
But
So
apparently there was a fan who printed those and was giving them out to people. Apparently.
ah, oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, that
but
could be a thing because I can't do that. I can do that as well as a fan.
because thing is, it was getting crazy. People were now sending threats to Rock. People were
To
sending threats to
his
Ava.
daughter.
I'm like,
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn, guys. Like,
Some people are worse than me and you. They take it too serious.
bruh. Like, literally, WWE can't even post anything right now. Anything that's even relating to anybody without the comment section being spammed with "We want Cody."
Hmm.
Like,
Everything.
and Cody
Like
Rhodes even put out a tweet yesterday.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson tweeted support at Themba Gorimbo because Themba was fighting on Saturday.
He
He
did.
tweeted at Themba, and in the comment section, everybody was talking about Cody Rhodes. They were like, "Fuck Themba."
Bruh. But Cody tweeted, and he said, I appreciate the passion. God bless y'all, but trust me. So I'm also like, we're definitely being
Mm.
worked here. But they had us for a good minute. They had us for a good minute because I was
Bro.
pressed. I was pressed for a second.
You know what happened? What happened was when I woke up on Saturday morning and I
Mm.
saw the thing with wait, The Rock in the middle face off with Roman Reigns and a WrestleMania sign, and then the pissed Cody. I was like, wait, what? What is going on? I have to go watch this because no matter how you describe it for me, I wouldn't get it. And I watched it and it felt awkward. It just felt like, wait, in this segment, they've killed. Do you know how many things they've killed? They rubbished Seth Rollins because
Mm.
Roman Reigns rubbished him. They rubbished Seth Rollins' title, calling it the number two title. Roman Reigns calling it the number two title. Then Cody Rhodes came out and be like, I don't want the number two title, I want your title, but I'm not going to fight for it in WrestleMania. I'll let this guy fight for it. What?
Like,
And then
basically, all these stories gone.
and then what's the point of winning Royal Rumble?
Exactly. When you're gonna hand it
It's
over
like,
to
wait,
somebody else.
like, wait, what?
But
That
but
you made
also,
Cody look like a big chump.
brah. But also,
But
I
you know
think something that
the tweet that you shared. Sorry to talk over you. The
yeah,
tweet that you shared, right? It's almost like, oh, we are uh tricking Roman Reigns to sign the contract. It's Cody you're fighting, but Roman Reigns isn't scared of fighting Cody. He didn't say he doesn't want to fight Cody. He said, Cody, I'm not gonna beg you. If you want to go fight the number two, go fight him. The second best, go
yeah.
fight him. But if you want to fight the best again and lose, or whatever how he phrased it, you can choose me or whatever. So like
But I think the main part here is the fact that then he doesn't know that Rock would be the guest referee because that's going to change a lot
yeah,
of things. That would change a
yeah.
lot. And Roman might not want to agree to
Mm.
that. But guys, I am pushing an agenda right now. I want to see a new member of the bloodline at
Uh-oh.
WrestleMania. I want to see it. Jacob
Sorry,
Fatu, give him to
you
me, please.
Jacob Fatu, isn't he still signed with those guys? What's the name of that company?
MLW
What's that?
with MLW.
MLW, yeah. Isn't he still signed with them? And then MLW had WWE in a lawsuit, and WWE wouldn't want to touch their talent. So,
No, but last I checked, he just 4 hours ago it was posted that he wrestled his last MLW match at Super Fight, which was the event that happened this past weekend, I
ah,
believe. So
but you know
lining up.
what? I don't want the Anoa'i family shenanigans in the main event because it's going to dilute Cody's victory, right? If
It
Cody
is.
beats Roman Reigns, it has to be clean. I don't want all the families out there and then we have a family issue and then Cody wins and they'll be like, oh, it's distraction. No, 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 no. That's not how WrestleMania is. WrestleMania is not an episode of Monday Night Raw. We want maybe if Jacob Fatu makes a WWE debut, he should do it in front of the smart crowds, and that's the Monday Night Raw after Mania.
Maybe.
Yeah, because those crowd are
But
smart. They would know
also,
him.
Roman is damn near about to break the record, right? And become the longest reigning champion. But that's not gonna
It
happen
doesn't
until
matter.
I think just after great like what's not
SummerSlam.
great. Wow. Bash in Berlin, I think, or something like that. So
Ah.
do you think he's really gonna drop the title at WrestleMania?
Well,
Like,
Thursday is going to say a lot. I don't see Cody losing twice.
yeah. So it's either they're gonna give him
So,
the title match now and he's gonna win, or they're not gonna give him the title match now, but he's going to win when he eventually does get the title match.
hmm. So if Cody is going to fight Dwayne the Rock Johnson on Thursday, then when from the press conference on Thursday, then sorry, if Roman Reigns is going to fight
I was supposed to be
the
like,
Rock,
Cody,
if Roman
fight
Reigns is
back,
going to
friend.
fight the Rock on Thursday, if we find out on Thursday, then that means that Roman Reigns will be champion longer because Rock ain't winning that.
True. Yeah, no, they're not gonna put the title on a part timer. They're
Hmm.
not.
Well, they
So
already have the title on one part timer.
who's the part timer? I mean, please don't bore me. Do not bore me right now. I will fight for Roman. Okay, please,
Well,
please.
I my argument with Roman being a part timer is that every time he comes to TV, he feels special. Every SmackDown
Yeah,
that he's coming is special. So, like, I don't mind that because I don't want to see you every day. I started getting tired of Cody this year because he was on Raw every day. Sometimes he'll do a double duty, Raw and SmackDown. I got tired of
true,
seeing him. You understand?
true.
I would rather do like how they're handling CM Punk. CM Punk, since he did his debut, he was coming like every other 2 or 3 Monday Night Raws. He wasn't making
Yeah,
like back to back to back, and that's what kills the aura of a fighter. And like
yeah.
that's what's going to happen to Mercedes Moné. Because if Mercedes Moné signs with AEW, she's only going to be special for the night she does her debut.
That's not true. Mercedes Monet is that girl. She will be special for the longest time. Okay.
Nah, bro. AEW is rubbish. They are
Oh my
rubbish with
god,
their
guys.
stories. They are going to say we are doing a sports based presentation, and they are going to make us realistically think that a tiny Sasha Banks is we are live in a fantasy world when we watch pro wrestling. We don't want to think that it is real sports like the way AEW want us to think, right? Just like Hook. That's why I never get the story of Hook. Hook and Samoa Joe doesn't make sense. But a wrestling mark will tell you, yes, Japanese wrestling.
First of all, don't
Nonsense.
even come at Japanese wrestling, okay? Because Japanese wrestling is the best wrestling in this world, okay?
Okay,
But
okay. But
I think,
Mercedes Moné is going to fade if she goes to AEW.
oh my
She's
god,
going to lose her star aura. The reason why we are all about Mercedes Moné right now is because we don't see her. But once she goes to AEW, what happened to Paige? Remember Paige? This is
no, but then
my house.
were
Remember
you
Paige?
excited to see Paige? Were you excited to see Paige?
Hmm?
See, that's where the problem is. I wasn't excited to see Paige, but
Okay,
Mercedes
okay.
Monet.
How about Edge? Adam
How about
Copeland.
Edge? What do you mean? I feel
Is
like
he still
honestly, right
special?
now, Edge
Edge
is
Edge
going.
isn't special anymore.
Adam Copeland is going through a beautiful resurgence right now. He's putting out banger after banger every single week. He's out there he's living his best life. He's having all of these dream fights. He's having all of these other fights where he's building up these
Nobody
views.
cares.
I
Nobody
care.
cares. The ratings
I
for
care.
AEW keeps going down. People don't buy
Not
tickets to see
even.
anybody. Do you think who is a bigger star, Adam Copeland or Mercedes Moné?
I'd props go Mercedes Monet.
You don't
Right
believe that.
now. Right now,
Okay,
right
fine,
now, I'd say
fine.
Mercedes Monet. But
Do you
I
think
think
she?
something I saw a tweet the other day from somebody where
Mhm,
they were like,
mhm,
AEW thrives when they focus on themselves and they focus on doing what they intended to do in the first place, which is offer an
mhm,
alternative, which is offer
mhm,
all of these great banger matches. And when they do that, AEW is great. I promise you. I promise
mhm.
you.
Yes, I agree. But then the issue is the things that they promise, which is the banger matches, five-star matches, dream matches.
Yeah.
One Hirozaki Takashuma from Japan that nobody knows will come and fight a Daniel Bryan match. I thought we were going to say this. The problem is there is no eyes for that. Casual fans don't care about that, whether we like it or not. WWE has trained people how to watch wrestling, and the way they trained people how to watch wrestling is to watch storylines, and which is something that me and you prefer than just straight up
What do you mean
dream
you?
matches. You prefer
I
storylines.
no,
That's
no.
why. That's why you are in love with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. That's why you are in love with Jimmy and Jay Uso. That's why you like all these girls, Jade Cargill and the rest, because of the stories, the auras that they carry. Are
Oh
you a
my
fan?
god.
Are you a fan of Britt Baker? Are you a fan of
Protect is cool.
Sky Blue? Are you a fan of Private Party? Are you a fan of
Listen,
the
listen,
Commander? Are you a fan of those guys? No, you are not. You are fans of people that tell stories. You
listen.
love MJF, don't you?
AEW. AEW has always said that they are the alternative. And that is exactly what they continue to be. And for example, I think wrestling is better when you watch a lot of it. Don't just condition your mind to WWE. Don't do that. Because then you limit yourself. Go out there, watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, watch MLW, watch Ring of Honor, watch all of
Oh, I
these
love
other
TNA.
promotions. And then
I love the new TNA.
I think when you watch when you watch all these other promotions, you come to have a different and a deeper level of appreciation for AEW because they are able to bring all of these people in here. And also the one thing that AEW is always going to beat WWE out on is the fact that they have a proper working relationship with other promotions. That is always going to make them stand like at a different level to
Well,
WWE.
the reason why they are doing that is because they are a secondary promotion. WWE don't need to have relationship with anybody. They are up here.
I
If
mean,
you
WWE
if you
is now
want
having a
if,
relationship with TNA, so
well, if they do a relationship with you, they are doing you a favor. You are not doing them any favor.
oh my god. But wrestling is better when it's not a monopoly.
Oh yes,
is what
I
I'm
agree.
saying.
I agree
And
because
so,
I had renewed passion when AEW started, and then the pro
yeah.
wrestling marks, the AEW fans made me hate it
Oh my
because
god.
they were making me hate it, and I still don't like AEW. Tony Khan is the biggest annoying person in the world.
Oh,
He says, he says, I'm never gonna be on TV. Before AEW said, I'm never gonna be on TV. I'm never gonna be a character on TV. I'm never gonna do anything. And now every week we are hearing special announcement from Tony Khan. Special announcement. And then he'll be like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, in Winnipeg. What's that promo that he did? Winnipeg. Fury of the Gods. Shazam. Heck, did you not see that promo he did in Canada? Anyways,
but
anyways, let's
my, my,
let's
my
get back
thing
on track.
is, my thing is, watch AEW if you like AEW. Watch WWE if you like WWE. Watch TNA if you like TNA. Watch New Japan if you like New Japan. Watch all of them if you like them. And then leave the ones that you don't like. It's just that type of thing. Me personally,
Do you
I
know
will
what? Do you know
dibble
what
and
my thing
dabble
is?
everywhere.
My thing is, don't watch AEW. It's garbage wrestling. Watch WWE
You see,
and
that's the mentality
die
that you
on
can't
the
do. That
die on the hill of NXT. Watch NXT. NXT is the most entertaining show right now.
that I can agree with. NXT is the
Yes,
best wrestling show out right now.
NXT
Tune in.
on my hierarchy now. NXT, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown,
Where's
TNA.
Dynamite Day?
Who is watching what? Dyna nonsense. I beg no. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Jeff Hardy versus John Moxley. Eesh.
What? First of
You know
all,
that
John Moxley.
Jeff Hardy is my favorite wrestler growing up as a kid. I
Hmm.
used to swanton bomb my brother from the on the bed.
Jesus.
So jump from lockers, do do swanton bombs. I love Jeff Hardy. I actually got a chance to see him once, and
Ah,
since he went to AEW, bro, it's been sad. Oh, yeah, I saw him once in a house show here in Nottingham, and he came, just did a few moves. The only moves that he did that I know is Twist of Fate. He did not do a swanton, he did a body splash because
yeah.
apparently he's getting old and he doesn't do swanton unless it's on TV. Like, here, get out of here.
My word. Guys, I don't know why Aminu has such beef with AEW, but one of these days we will eventually figure it out. But before we get there,
Mhm.
let me just take it back to the main question here. Will Cody Rhodes finish his story at WrestleMania? Aminu, what do you think?
I think if this is not a work, WWE have probably now realized that they've made a mistake, which I think they are not stupid enough to think that this wouldn't happen. I feel like they're not stupid, of course.
They're not.
We are fans of this. Them they live and breathe it. They sleep, wake up, and think about it. You
Mm,
understand? They're not
exactly.
stupid. They have hundreds of people working on this thing. So I think now, after seeing Monday Night Raw, I think it's a work. We are going to see Cody versus Rock. I just wish that there is a way that they could draw this to become longer. Like we'll be thinking that, oh shit, it's gonna be Rock, because I feel like it's going to end on Thursday, and we find it. If there's a way they could like make people support Cody more and rally behind Cody every show he goes, like if they can do it longer, I would like it. Because like with Daniel Bryan, he had to win a match on Mania to
Mm,
actually qualify to make it a triple threat. So like
true.
going into WrestleMania, people still didn't know that he might actually win the title. So, but then again, I think Cody has had enough support now. People will still resonate with him because first of all, he came back to win one of the most predictable Royal Rumbles of all time when he won last year. It was very predictable. He came in as number 30 and he won the
True.
whole thing, and people still cheered him. And then people barely do back to back. People get tired of one same WrestleMania main event, and people didn't get tired. He won, they cheered him, they still won, he won it, and they chanted, "You deserve it." So I think he wouldn't get any backlash. But this thing that just happened just made us like him more. So I think he's going to get more people rallying behind him.
Definitely, definitely.
So I
Um,
think it's a work.
you think it's a work, and you think he's gonna finish the story?
Yep.
Awesome. Also, I feel like they wouldn't put him on the game if they were gonna do him dirty like that. I don't know. So I'm gonna also go with that. He's gonna finish the story. April
Mm-hmm.
7th, live from Philadelphia. He will finish his story. Cody Rhodes will
Yes.
finish the story. That is
Yes.
our
We
prediction
are
here.
going to
But
the end of the show, the WrestleMania night 2 will end with adrenaline in my soul,
in my soul.
something, something, Cody Rhodes.
What? No, but that's a bang of a theme song, okay? That's a
Oh,
bang
yeah.
of a theme song. But let's bring it right back to the African continent, since we are all
Hmm.
about African fighting and all of that.
Is this our
This one is
last
going to be
topic?
very brief.
Because
This is, this
is
is
this
our
our
last
last
topic.
topic? Because we've been going on forever and we've been rambling because we cannot stay on topic, me and you.
I think this is our last topic, definitely. But I just
Okay.
wanted to know, real quick, Nay.
Hmm.
This can even be like rapid fire type of vibe where you just give a straight up answer. But
Hmm.
UFC Africa, do we really see it happening in 2024?
No, I know I made a video talking about it, and
He
after
did.
I sat down and I thought hard and long, and I just realized that going to Africa is not is no longer, even if Dana White says he wants to do it, he needs, okay, the TKO. I'm going to bring WWE back into this in case you don't know. TKO is the umbrella company of WWE and AEW and UFC. And
Yeah.
what they do is they just try to make more and more money. They're trying to be richer and richer and richer and richer. And to be honest, they've been doing a good job. And if if UFC decides to come to Africa, be it South Africa or Rwanda or Senegal, they would only come if the government or if the city or any tourism board would pay for them to come.
Pay for them to come or pay
Um,
for the infrastructure or and things like that. You mean pay for the whole thing?
pay, no, no, pay UFC to come because that's the modem that they are currently going on. WWE used to do that, and they are currently doing that right now. You bid, you bid
Yeah.
to host their pay-per-views, and UFC have started that. The reason why I told you that I did a bit of a research. Um, the only city that likely I would say would not have paid, that has a chance of not paying, is probably Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. And even Rio, I think they are capable of paying. Brazil are capable of paying. But I did the research and I found out that Australia paid UFC to do 3 pay-per-views for them. They've done 2 now. Remember, there's one more to go. So
Yeah.
Middle East, Saudi paid the UFC to come. Abu Dhabi paid the UFC to come. In America, Salt Lake City paid UFC to come. All the cities in America are bidding to host UFC, WWE
Events.
events. They bid to host the Super Bowls and all those stuff. So like it's a money business for them.
Mm.
And no matter how Dana White tells you, Africa is a place I want to go, Africa is a place I want to go, it's more like advertising to African countries. I want to come, oh, come and pay me. I want to come, oh, come and pay me. It's not more like I want to go, I would go and make movements to go. And they are a business that plan ahead. UFC would have already had an idea where they are going to do the whole event of this year already till December. They already have, and I think
True.
uh with the everybody is talking about the Dracos and Adesanya story. I feel like even though it's perfect for Africa, I doubt if it would happen here because again, the UFC they treat it as a business, and no matter how they tell you, again, no matter how Dana White tells you that he wants to come to Africa, it's not up to him. It's up to the board, and I don't think he can. unless
Sway them. Yeah.
Pretoria pays for it, or Senegal pays for it, or what is it called? Rwanda pays for it. So yeah, that's it.
Damn. Okay. I didn't expect Aminu to come with so much logic for this question, guys. I'm so hurt now. Because it does make sense what you're saying. It does make sense. Me, I'm just riding off of wants, what I want and what I
Mhm.
feel will make me happy, which is UFC Africa happening. So
Oh
that's
yes,
my
oh
prediction.
yes,
But oh my god.
yeah. This
I
is the
really do
perfect
hope.
time to do it.
Like honestly, I feel like if it doesn't happen now, we might lose our chance. We might lose our
Oh
chance,
yeah.
quite frankly.
You don't
So
think Dricos is going to be a champion for a long time?
I I think regardless of how long he holds that championship, it is going to be one of those things where so, once his first title defense is out of the way, it's going to be tough to replicate that excitement, that level of, people wanting to see it and all of that. And so because of that, they'll probably just opt to just do it somewhere else other than Africa, which is sad. Could even take
Yeah,
it to New
unfortunately.
Zealand. So,
Unfortunately, I think that's what's going to happen. Um,
uh,
I have an insider, UFC insider, and
okay.
this person was
Oh,
flying somewhere, and he was sat next to somebody. So this person is part of a fighters camp,
yeah.
and he was flying to a UFC event recently, and he was sat next to someone who is one of the big shots and at UFC, and he took a glance at the person's laptop, and the person was talking about uh UFC. He was asking him about UFC Africa, and
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the list.
Oh my word.
The
See,
list he
guys, this is why we
sent
need people
me.
like Aminu, people who have these
he
connections, who know,
said
who know
this.
people.
He said these connections. I cannot name names, but I
Yeah, no,
can
no,
tell
no.
you what I
We
was
don't
told.
need names so long as we get the
So,
info.
UFC 299 Miami, UFC 300 Las Vegas, UFC 301 Rio Brazil, UFC 302 would likely be in Saudi because Saudi was supposed to have a fight night, but now they are pushing for a pay-per-view. UFC
Yeah.
303 Las Vegas, UFC 304 Salt Lake City, UFC 305 Australia, UFC 306 The Sphere in Las Vegas. You know that
Mm,
big ball place.
yeah. That big boy.
307 Abu Dhabi, 308 New York, 309 Las Vegas. That will be in December. So that will be the last pay-per-view, 309. So those are the
Thing is,
cities.
I feel like if they come here to Africa, I don't think it would be a pay-per-view, first of all. I think it would be an
Yes.
event
And
kind
and
of
and
big,
the
but
person also told me that the UFC guy told him that they don't go to new markets. They don't go to new markets and do pay-per-views. They do a fight night first to test the waters.
mm,
And yeah.
I think it could still happen, guys. Let's keep it going. Hashtag UFC Africa. Please. Please, Uncle
Oh
Dana,
yeah,
please.
I would never stop talking about it.
And when you guys do come to South Africa, if you guys do decide to come to South Africa, may I please get a media pass? Thanks.
It's not a big deal. You would get it because you're one of the only media out there.
Uh, Depends on, what the
Mhm.
requirements are and stuff. But I'd love to be there, of course. This is
Madam,
my plea.
let's wrap this thing up.
Oh my god. Guys, I always forget that Aminu has responsibilities. Me, I'm all alone in this apartment and I'm about to just chill. Whereas Aminu has
What time is it?
responsibilities. He has people to get back to. The time this side in South Africa is 24 minutes past 10
Oh
p.m.
dang. All right.
So, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining. This was such a long episode, and I'm not editing anything out. So, mostly
All
because
right.
I don't know how to edit quite.
Okay. Good luck.
So, I'm
Good luck if
literally
you got to good luck if you got to listen or watch to the end.
Yeah. So,
You
Aminu,
are
please
the
tell the
real
people
one.
where they can find you.
Um, uh, just go on the African Fighters. That's THE African Fighters across everything, YouTube, everywhere we did. Yeah, that's it.
He says that's it, guys. So find them any and every way: Instagram, X, YouTube, especially. Every Sunday they drop a young video, and during the week they sometimes also drop some, little
Oh,
stories type of vibe. So check it out over there,
yeah,
guys. The African Fighters, cool people, cool folks over there. And yeah, you guys can find me
awesome.
at Chingerika for underscore. I don't know why I don't put the underscore there. I'm just realizing it now. I'm so sorry. But please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel just so that you always know what's happening. And definitely, please go give major love to my friend Jibril Aminu. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you over here, Chichi's Comeback Corner. And yeah,
Yeah. Peace.
bye everybody.